Speaker. Thank you guys. This is the easiest job I've had in 2 years. It is such an honor for me to introduce a member of our faculty that has been such an amazing mentor. She is dedicated to producing the best quality nurses. Although she prefers not to be touched, you have touched us in ways that you cannot begin to imagine. It is my honor to introduce Mrs. Susan Hogan. I'd like to introduce Katie Lyford, who will be presenting a gift from our class to Mrs. Hogan.
Hello. So I've just prepared a little something to say before I give you our gift. Sorry to touch you. Wow, can you believe it? This day is finally here. It sure has been a really long, hard 2 years. Getting here sure wasn't easy. It took persistence, sweat, and tears. I have a lot of special people whom without I wouldn't be here. A trillion thanks I've sent their way. But there's also a special faculty member who played a big part in each of us getting here today. All of the faculty have certainly played a part, but Mrs. Susan Hogan has touched a special place in my heart. She's many things far beyond an average teacher, a proud mom who loves her kids and grandbabies, a devoted and thankful wife, but her husband knows he better listen to her. A wise and very experienced nurse, she teaches us accountability. In the classroom, it's all about increased capillary permeability. Through her stories and her humor, she taught us so many things. I'm still dying to see her ring and all her famous bling. When it comes to Mrs. Hogan, she's like MC Hammer. You can't touch this. And when she puts you through boot camp, you better know the answers or you will be remissed. She taught us to picture her always in a cloud above our heads when we're caring for patients and calculating meds. And if she asks you a question, just learn the famous slogan and answer it, yes, Mrs. Hogan. I was able to teach her a little bit about technology. I taught her about MedBook apps and other iPhone philosophy. And when I asked her how she liked it, she claimed, I love it so much, I'm jealous of myself. I hope for everyone's sake that she has many more years in good health because the knowledge and wisdom she offers is worth more than any amount in wealth. So as I told you I would at graduation, Mrs. Hogan, for a hug, I'm coming in.
Thank you for your lovely introduction and your gift. I really appreciate it. This is really, really wonderful. So I feel honored that I've been asked to speak by the class of 2011, especially at such an important occasion. And especially since they know how I am with a microphone and a captive audience. But I'm proud to know they're already engaging in critical thinking because they invoked a time limit. Now, when I was sitting for my licensing exam, I took my then 9-year-old son to stay with my sister. Couldn't leave him alone with his sisters because he would have tortured them. For the 2 days it would take. Yes, we had to sit for 2 days for exams. And when I got back to pick him up at my sister's house, he announced he had baked me a cake. He had a huge grin on his face, and he looked at me expectantly. I told him I was really proud of him, delighted he had made cake since it was my favorite dessert. I also thanked him profusely and told him I had every intention of sharing it with him and my sister. And he smiled, but he seemed disappointed somehow. He set off to get a knife to cut the cake. So I looked at my sister questioningly, and she said, "He told me he knew exactly what you would say when you saw the cake. He said, she's going to say, I'm impressed. He waited all day to hear you say it, but I didn't say it." And I was speechless, one of the few times. I had deliberately not said the words, "I'm impressed," because I said it very frequently. Being a mother who wants their children to have positive affirmations and let them know that I was impressed with how well they did. Of course, they were smarter and better than any other children, so I wanted them to know that. So I thought of saying something would be, if I said I'm impressed, it would somehow diminish how proud I was of his accomplishment. In the meantime, he wanted to hear the words that reassured him that I was impressed and that what he had achieved was indeed very special. So I want to impress upon all of you how impressed I am with all of the people here today, everybody that's here today. The rest of the faculty, staff, and administration share my sentiments in this regard. We are impressed with the class of 2011 for many reasons. They cannot all be addressed here. I tried, but my time limit. But I will share some of them with you. We are impressed that in an age of many career options, many more lucrative and many more glamorous, the people here we are honoring today have chosen nursing. Nursing is a challenging profession in many ways. One has to be able to not only meet, but also endure the demands of a rigorous, science-based program and science-based career that is constantly changing. One also has to be a caring individual. For nursing is not truly nursing without caring. We have witnessed individuals in this class display such caring behaviors towards their patients that have brought tears to our eyes. We've even witnessed students being kind and comforting to the mannequins in the lab when practicing their skills prior to clinical. They talk to them, they comfort them and pat them, and yes, touch them. We are impressed that the student nurses were kind and caring despite a schedule that could collapse a government. After being up late to read and study and prepare for clinical, the students arose at 0:00 to get into their cars and very often have to scrape and clean them off, to travel sometimes many miles to get to clinical early to check for updates and try to be the faculty there. On lecture and lab days, they really wanted to just roll over when the alarm rang, but they got dressed. Although I think I did get to see some nightwear in Herrick Auditorium a few times, and the students did make it to lecture and lab. We are impressed that in spite of a daunting schedule, the nursing students found time for acts of selflessness and charity. Some of their contributions include their time or goods, such as to a coat drive, food drive, sock drive, and even their own blood, or blood drive. The students also ran raffles and waited tables in Applebee's in order to raise money for an automated electronic defibrillation device that they gave to a community organization. We are impressed that such a large group from many diverse backgrounds, educational experiences, demographic categories, and strong personalities has melded into a cohesive group of caring and collaborative professionals. It is impressive to see how you are all beginning to incorporate your own style into your professional behavior. It is bittersweet for us that now that you are ready to fly, you will be leaving us, but it is as it should be. We are impressed that you have extended your kindness and caring and professional behavior to those around you, not just to patients, but to classmates, hospital staff, faculty, clinical instructors, lab instructors, and all in the nursing department and beyond. In a profession that inspires passion and conjures up strong emotion, that is often challenging. Although someone else's strength may be challenging, savor their strength and your own. Capitalize on everyone's strength and use it as a resource. You will need it on many occasions as you move forward in your career as professional nurses. We are also very impressed with the support system surrounding these graduates. Families, friends, co-workers, neighbors, fellow students, clergy, and even pets. Providing support, comfort, a shoulder, gas money, food, loyalty, advice, a kind word, a kick in the pants, a hug. You realize how far supporters are willing to go when they agree to undergo a full physical assessment. You want to check me where? I've been a student at several levels, and I could never have succeeded without support and assistance. Even just living with someone in nursing school earns you points in the great beyond. I remember having to do a paper on nursing theory in graduate school. I was stressed and ready to tear my hair out. I shouted out, I would rather be doing anything but this. My husband looked at me hopefully and said, like cooking? My kids admitted that they never thought they'd get tired of takeout food, but they did. We are also impressed with what we have learned from our students. Students don't realize they are teaching us as they go, but they are. For instance, there are at least 45 different ways to interpret a test question. Also, we are supposed to evaluate the students on how they meant to do the read-down, not on how they actually did it. I know I personally learned many things. I learned that if all else fails, right-click. I learned how to download apps to my new iPhone, thanks to the help of the students, and how to respond to a text message. I have not learned how to initiate one yet, but I can answer you if you text me first. And I also learned that a sense of humor goes a long way, but that not all of my jokes are funny. I also learned that if I step back and put my faith in the student, I will be impressed. It is fitting that you receive your pins today on National Student Nurses Day. You may think you are no longer students, but this is just the first of many milestones in your career as nurses. We are all still learning. Yes, you can teach old faculty new material. You may continue learning in an academic setting or in the clinical arena or out in the larger world, but you will never stop learning. You are ready to embark on the adventure of your lives. You have earned this opportunity. We are